This is it.
Well, you look how fat it is. Oh, it's heavy, too. How many pages?
No, not that many. 384.
It's the opening scene of a play called Brooklyn Boy, the story of long-awaited professional success amid personal turmoil.
Yeah, that's good. You got any pictures in here?
No, Dad, it's not a novel. It's a novel.
What do you mean? I don't understand.
It's a story. It's made up.
I thought you said it was us.
At the heart of the show is a strained father-son relationship, played here by Bill Bennett and Art DeConcilis, two longtime and beloved members of the acting troupe at Little Lake Theater. Brooklyn Boy was one of 11 plays presented at Little Lake this season.
A magical experience, and I mean that honestly. I told someone the other day who talked to me and said, I think we're going to come out and see that show. You know, I've always known the theater's been there, but I've never had a chance to come inside. It's a gem.
Ricky!
Yes?
Ricky Weiss! Eric Weiss, the writer! Eric Weiss!
Like the characters who play out their scenes on this stage, the theater itself has quite a backstory. The story starts with a lake and a barn. In the spring of 1949, a young man named Will Disney and his mother set out to find a place to present live stage plays. Driving south through Washington County, they came upon Cannonsburg Lake and a barn.
It was a sheep farm, and they met with Farmer McDowell and asked if they could rent the barn to put on plays. I don't think he had any idea what they were talking about, but I think he liked the idea of renting the barn.
Sonny Disney and her husband, Robert Fitchett, now own and run the theater. As a child, Sonny acted in plays here with her father. Back then, a corn bin was used for the box office, and at the first performances, there were still horses in the stalls downstairs.
People used to stand down there in the barn, the actors, and if a car drove up, they would run back downstairs and say, okay, we've got a show, somebody's actually showed up. It was probably more my dad just saying that we're going to succeed. This is going to happen.
Dave Disney was just a kid then, too, but he remembers many a cozy, crazy night in that barn.
The roof is a tin roof, and when it would rain, you would literally have to stop because you could not hear.
But good acting drowned out the sound of the rain, and audiences came. At first, the biggest draw was Will Disney himself, who directed the plays he was in. Eventually, the barn and its horses would no longer do, and so they built a theater just a stone's throw away. And it is here, in this modest country space, that generations of theater lovers have told their stories and watched them. Little Lake has been a training ground for some actors who went on to greater fame. David Newell was an apprentice here long before he made speedy deliveries as Mr. McFeely on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
It was one of the most joyous times of my life because we were like a family, and I met friends that I still have to this day from those 3 years.
Newell is one of almost 1,300 actors who have worked at Little Lake. He remembers a 4th of July performance of the play Blithe Spirit.
As an apprentice, my duty was to be under a sofa and pull off the pillows that the ghosts were supposedly kicking around. So during the blackout, which means the lights go down, I climbed under a sofa on the stage, getting ready for my cue when Will Disney was playing the lead, and the fireworks got so intense that you couldn't hear the actors, and Will just said, I guess we have to stop and go over and watch the fireworks.
Well, how about an orange, huh? Not too much they can do to an orange.
Little Lake has been a favorite step up from high school productions. All the actors here are unpaid, but Grant Carey hopes to be a professional actor, obviously.
And this, to me, is like working at a professional theater. These people are extremely talented, and it's really cool to work with adults.
I think our acting level is really, really high. There are a lot of people in Pittsburgh who do come and act here for a while and then go on. I mean, we hear it's nice to see so-and-so in a movie or something like that. But we do tend to attract the cream of the crop.
And why do you think that is?
I just think we're nice. I think we're friendly. And Will used to say that, isn't it better to have a lead role here instead of have 2 lines in some play somewhere else?
Back at the start, Will Disney thought he had to present only comedies in order to bring in crowds. But theatergoers have become more sophisticated. And for the novice, Little Lake is a friendly and accessible entry point.
People that might not go to the theater regularly, this is a place where they don't have to dress up. They can call and just order their tickets over the phone, easy. They can walk up to the box office in the evening when we're not sold out. They can park right next to the theater. They can come in, they can have a beer and a piece of cheesecake, and they sit and they watch the play, and more often than not, they'll find that it's engaging. And then they'll come back a second time or a third time. Oftentimes, what they see here sparks their interest so that they start branching out and seeing things in other places. And it's not that that other theater is more serious theater, because I'm really proud of the diversity of our schedule. It's that they become engaged in what they see, and they decide, hey, I like this.
You should be on it. I never buy hardcover back books at all.
Every seat here is within a few feet of the actors. Front row means you're literally touching the stage.
What's it like to be so close to your audience?
I love it now. When you're on stage performing, sometimes there's a part of you that's trying to read how the audience is reacting, or if they're with you. It's obviously much easier to tell that here at the lake. You can actually hear them gasp. You can hear them yawn if they're bored and they're not with you.
What are we supposed to do with that kind of information, huh?
I love having them kind of in the picture with me.
It can't be easy sustaining a local theater for 6 decades, but Little Lake is thriving, perhaps because Will Disney and his children have figured out a basic truth about human nature. Everyone loves to put on a show.
It's a staple of old movies, isn't it? You know, the kids hang a blanket up over the barn door. Let's put on a show. And I think, you know, that urge, there is that urge to present something to your fellow human beings, as well as an urge to come see it and enjoy yourself and get lost for a little while in a world not your own.